Right now, Jerusalem is at the center of something deeply unsettling. What happened in the early hours of today has left witnesses stunned and searching for answers. At exactly 4 in the morning, people across the city experienced something they could not explain. Streets went silent, bodies froze, not from fear, not from noise, not from human intervention. Many felt a strange vibration rising from the ground itself, subtle, powerful, impossible to ignore, as if the earth responded to something unseen. In this video, you'll discover what really happened in Jerusalem, why thousands felt the same unexplainable sensation at the same moment, and why some believe this was not a coincidence, but a message. Stay until the end because this event may carry a meaning far greater than anyone expected. Across every corner of the holy city, from the gentle hillsides where the Mount of Olives rises, through the weathered stone pathways that have witnessed millennia of history, from the sacred Western Wall to the tranquil Garden of Gethsemane, people were seized by an overwhelming sense of reverence and gravity. Nobody screamed, nobody panicked. They simply stood there, fully present and deeply respectful, sensing in their spirits that something massive was shifting in the unseen realm, something that connected directly back to the ancient words spoken by prophets long ago. And once you grasp the prophetic weight of that precise moment at 4:14 in the morning, once you connect how this trembling mirrors what Zechariah chapter 14 verse 4 describes, where one day the Lord himself will set foot on the Mount of Olives and split it down the middle, creating a massive valley, you'll understand this goes far beyond just a sign. This is an alert, this is a summons. This is preparation for that earth-shattering day when the fabric of heaven and earth will be rearranged like never before in human history. Stay right here with me, because I'm going to walk you through exactly what this seismic event means, why it carries such weight for those of us alive right now, and what steps you need to take in response to God's unfolding plan. Imagine the scene for a moment. Jerusalem at 14 minutes past 4 in the morning, the deepest quiet before sunrise breaks. Almost everyone in the city is still wrapped in sleep, completely unaware that something extraordinary is taking shape around them. A handful of pilgrims move through the ancient corridors. Some are making their way to pre-dawn prayers. Others are simply wandering because sleep won't come. They can feel something stirring in the atmosphere, a shift happening in the spiritual dimension, something about to pierce through from the realm of heaven into our physical world. And then, without any announcement, without any buildup, at the exact moment of 4:14 a.m., the earth underneath the Mount of Olives begins to tremble softly. The vibration is so gentle, yet so impossible to miss that every single footstep comes to a complete halt. This isn't fear coursing through them. This isn't wind rushing past. This isn't the rumble of passing vehicles. This is the earth itself responding to a divine appointment. Those who witnessed it describe the sensation as if the mountain was communicating in a soundless language of wonder, a soft yet undeniable message that something monumental is on the verge of happening. Some people feel their pulse quicken instantly. Others collapse to their knees, overwhelmed by the sensation that ancient prophecy is being fulfilled right before their eyes. One man walking along the pathway freezes mid-stride, sensing the ground shift underneath him, a quiet tremor that holds him captive in sacred stillness. A woman reaching for her prayer book feels the earth move beneath her feet and becomes completely motionless, every sense heightened, every breath held in anticipation. In that suspended moment of absolute stillness, a deep understanding washes over everyone present. This wasn't just any ordinary earthquake. This was a reminder of what Zechariah chapter 14 verse 4 promises, when the Lord's feet will touch down on the Mount of Olives, causing it to split and form a massive valley. This was a call to pay attention, a heavenly signal that the day of the Lord is approaching, a physical warning and an invitation to get ready. And why that exact time, 4:14? Because Matthew chapter 4 verse 14 speaks about light breaking through for those trapped in darkness. In this shaking of the ground, a new illumination begins to emerge, not through flames or blazing brightness, but through awakening, through heightened awareness, through hearts being stirred and made ready to answer the call. This is the moment when Jerusalem pauses, the moment we're all reminded to lift our eyes upward, to tune our ears carefully, and to get ourselves prepared. In Matthew chapter 4 verses 14 through 16, we encounter the fulfillment of prophecy. The people living in darkness have witnessed a great light. And for those dwelling in the region overshadowed by death, light has broken through. Today, at precisely 4:14 in the morning, this prophecy seemed to come alive once again in Jerusalem. The earth beneath the Mount of Olives quivered gently, and within that hushed vibration, hearts were awakened, eyes were opened wide, and spirits were jolted into alertness. Those who were present described the experience as if the earth itself was speaking divine truth straight into their souls. It wasn't the brilliant blaze of midday sun, but rather a heavenly signal that cut through spiritual blindness, a reminder that God's presence was right there, summoning each individual to take stock of their life and their faith. Every subtle shudder running beneath their feet felt like a direct message. Look closely, listen intently, get ready. One man walking the path felt the tremor ripple underneath him and suddenly realized he could no longer push aside the condition of his heart. A woman stopped mid-stride and felt the gravity of the moment wash over her. Her thoughts, her decisions, her compromises, all laid out in plain view during the quietness of dawn. This was precisely the kind of awakening that Matthew 4:14 describes, light breaking through for those sitting in darkness. A divine invitation to turn around, to repent, to embrace the new day God is ushering in. This gentle shaking of the Mount of Olives wasn't designed to instill terror. It was designed to reveal truth, to awaken consciousness, to call Jerusalem and the entire world to attention. Just as Zechariah predicted, the day is approaching when the Lord's feet will stand on this mountain and the earth itself will bear witness to his presence. The tremor at 4:14 a.m. was a preview, a warning, and a promise. The window to prepare is open right now, before the prophecy transitions from words to reality. Now, let me reveal another connection to you. In Romans chapter 3, verses 18 through 20, Paul declares, "There is no fear of God before their eyes, for through the law comes the knowledge of sin." At 4:14 this morning, as a gentle tremor rolled through the Mount of Olives, hearts were struck completely silent. In the exact way Paul describes, every excuse crumbled away, every defense melted, and everyone stood in quiet recognition of their desperate need for God's mercy. People froze mid-stride, unable to utter a word, unable to rationalize, unable to defend themselves. One woman testified, "I wanted to scream. I wanted to say something, anything at all, but the earth underneath me seemed to hold me in reverent silence. And in that profound stillness, I heard God speaking directly into my heart. He told me, 'You are guilty. You have sinned. You deserve judgment, but I love you. I sent my son to die for you. Will you receive him? Will you surrender? Will you be saved?' Can you see the prophetic precision unfolding here? Can you see how God chose 4:14 a.m., the exact hour when Matthew 4:14 tells us light breaks through for those sitting in darkness? To make a declaration, to speak truth, to offer both mercy and warning simultaneously? This was no random coincidence. This was divine choreography. God speaking through the trembling earth itself, summoning every heart to attention. And there's more, so much more. Because after the tremor subsided, after the earth had delivered its subtle but undeniable message, a profound awareness settled like a blanket over Jerusalem. Thousands broke down, weeping, thousands sat in deep reflection, and everyone who was present sensed without any doubt that we are living in the days immediately preceding the return of Jesus Christ. Just as the prophets declared centuries ago, as the tremor rolled gently through the Mount of Olives at 4:14 a.m., the stillness of dawn was interrupted in a way that felt both delicate and monumental. People felt the ground beneath their feet shift position, and in that quiet shaking, a sense of divine presence flooded Jerusalem. It was as though the city itself was holding its breath, waiting, listening, responding to the hand of God moving. And in that moment, according to what 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 14 tells us, that we believe Jesus died and rose again, even so God will bring with him those who have fallen asleep, hearts were ignited with hope and wonder. Those who sensed the tremor experienced it as a personal summons, a gentle but unmistakable awakening, like a whisper descending from heaven saying, "Pay attention, prepare yourself. The Lord is near."